Well, beautiful people, best damn nation, what's happening? Thank you for joining the show. I am your humble host, Brian Renegade. And with me, I have the best damn crew. Uh, First of all, I have the entrepreneur of entrepreneurs. We know and love him as the genie of the best damn wrestling podcast. The dawn of the best damn wrestling podcast. The resident villain, LP, is in the building.
What's going on? Hopefully y'all can hear me because I'm on this road. Hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear.
Oh yeah, man, you coming through loud and clear, brother. You know what I'm saying? Be safe out there on them streets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man. Next, we have the grappler of grapplers. We call him the Green-Eyed Bandit. You thought I was froze, but I'm not, because Mr. Everything is here in the flesh. He's your mama's favorite wrestler, and he can whoop your daddy ass, Mr. Everything, Victor Andrews.
What's going on? What's going on, good people? What's up? What's up?
Oh man, it's good to see you fellas in the place to be, man. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the realness, man. You guys got a hurricane headed your way, and I want you guys to be safe out there. It's already been some damage going on by Hurricane Ida. Am I saying that right? Ida. Anyway, it's an I, but she out there causing hell and flooding stuff. So everybody that's in the path of the hurricane, all the way from Florida up to the Carolinas, you guys be safe right now. I think there are 450,000 power outages right now, and then there are some tornado warnings for a couple of places, and then obviously there's a lot of flooding going on right now. So you guys be safe. In the storm, make sure you got matches and you got batteries. You know what I'm saying? If you got a generator, go ahead and start powering that up. You know what I mean? Go ahead and get your canned vegetables together. You know what I'm saying? Just in case your power go out. You know what I'm saying? You guys be safe out there.
All the milk and bread you can get.
All the milk and bread you can get, Jack. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got some sugar and some salt. That'll go a long way in an emergency, man. So everybody that's in the path of this storm, I want you guys to be safe and really count your blessings if you're fine. You know what I'm saying? If you're good, because not a lot of people are faring too good. You know, a lot of places getting flooded. It's not good. It's not good at all. So I just wanted to say that before we get the show kicked off. You know what I'm saying? You know, we try to keep it real out here, and it's on this podcast, man. Fellas, what's happening with you? What's going on, Mr. Everything? See, front and center, my friend. What's been going on with you?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. I'm always excited about doing the podcast. I'm not too excited today. Not too excited.
Man, we'll get into part of the reason. But man, yeah. Before we take it in,
let's go to LP real quick before we. Let's see what LP got going on.
Yeah, LPZ, what's happening, man? Oh, there it is.
Hurricane Ida or Iota.
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Wishing traveling mercies for your boy LP. He'll pop back in a second, man. Look, we can't hold it no longer, man. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. The news that swept the wrestling world. Actually, it's been a couple of deaths, man, that's happened that we gotta talk about. But I know last week we talked about the passing of Terry Funk, the legendary Terry Funk. And that was a big blow to the wrestling world, man, because Terry Funk is an absolute legend. He has reinvented himself. He has inspired millions of people, and we were saddened by the passing of Terry Funk, and we talked about that last week. And then, out of the blue, the late, great wrestler. I mean, this was a hard hit for the wrestling world, man. Your boy Bray Wyatt passed away, and man, that was hard. I think, and there's been a couple of deaths that happened this year, man. But I think that this one kind of hit hard, bro. This was almost like an Eddie Guerrero type feel, as far as how the fans perceived it and how sudden it was, and how impactful Bray Wyatt was within his career. I mean, it's very hard to do some of the things that he's done in his career, man, and that was a hard blow, because a couple of podcasts ago we were talking about that we were ready to see him come back, and maybe he can challenge your tribal chief Roman Reigns and take the belt from him. And we was saying all these things, man, and he was fighting some personal battles. I believe he had a heart condition of some sort, and he ended up catching COVID. And man, that was, I believe he told his wife that he was going to take a nap, and he never woke up. And so that was a hard blow, just to lose somebody that positive and that influential. Even though he played a dark character, Bray Wyatt, I know one of his last promos that was very memorable was him coming out and thanking the fans for helping him out during some dark periods in his life. And so to see Bray Wyatt pass away, man, that was very hard. Let me go to the wrestler of the Best Damn Wrestling podcast, man, and get your input, man. How did you hear the news, and what's going on with you now?
So I was actually at wrestling training. It's been a while since I've been able to go to training. And this particular day, I had a lady friend that's going to start training with me. She's going to be my China in the professional wrestling business. So you guys be on the lookout for that. But we were in there, and a couple of guys were at the facility, and we got in there. We started moving around a little bit. And one of the guys was like, yeah, man, it's crazy about Bray Wyatt. And I was like, what? He's still not coming back, or what's happening? He said, nah, he died. It's like, nah. Like, you lying, bro. Like, nah. I said, no, really, bro. Like, he passed away. I said, well, there's got to be some type of rumor, fake news, or whatever. Stop listening to stuff that you hear on the social media. There's always somebody got to have something to say. Clickbait. There's always clickbait.
Right.
And he said, nah, we're serious, Vic. Like, he passed. And I said, well, pull it up. And until I see it, pull it up. And they pulled it up, and it was for real. And so the thing about it is I look at death and life totally different from everybody on this planet, right? I have the circle of life, Mufasa mentality. We come, we go, and what we do in between is where it matters. And what Bray Wyatt has done between his birth and his death has truly mattered in the entire world, not just the wrestling community, but just in the entire world. One of the promos that you speak of, when he was telling the fans thank you, and how he did not know how much he impacted people until someone came up to him and said, you saved my life. Just hearing your story or seeing the things that you've overcome made me want to overcome my same demons or what have yous. The biggest thing that I really want to discuss today, I don't want this podcast to be very solemn, so I don't want to stay on it too much. But the biggest thing is our health as professional wrestlers. And this is where it really pisses us off when people say wrestling is fake. It's until you do what we do at least once, please keep your mouth closed. You know, it is not fake. We literally go through pains every single day. The first day that you start training is the first day for the rest of your life that you're going to hurt. And, you know, look at guys like Seth Rollins, look at Randy Orton, look at Edge, you know, anybody and everybody, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, Triple H, any and everybody who you ever heard about going through some kind of injury in some kind of way still kept going. That's our mentality. We still want to get in that ring and entertain and perform and do all these amazing things that you guys sit back and a lot of fans, they take for granted. You know, they talk trash, oh, you know, this and that, and oh, he botched. This is why I hate the word botch, because this is not supposed to be perfect. Everyone that watches want what we do to be perfect, and it's not going to be that way. It's just not going to be that way. We practice, we train, we talk about what we're going to do, but life happens, gravity happens, time happens, things happen. And, you know, if it was supposed to be perfect, I say to people, tell me a movie that you've watched where you can tell that everything they did in that daggone movie was perfect. The first time they did it. Because here's the thing, the stunts and the people that you see do these crazy things, you know, Vin Diesel jumping out of freaking spaceships and holding an airplane with one hand while, you know, baking a cake in the other hand and playing the piano with his toes. Did not happen that first time when you see it on a movie. They have opportunities to do it over and over and over and over again till they get it. We got one chance. When we get in that ring, we got one chance to get it right. And make it look good and make it look entertaining for the masses that pay their ticket and you know, pay their money for that ticket to sit in that seat and just to sit back and say that was fake. It's disrespectful. It's a disservice to us, and we really need to start looking at the seriousness of this. Bray Wyatt was somebody who, no matter what he was going through, he just wanted to get in that ring. Seth Rollins is dealing with a serious back injury, and he is still getting in that ring. I have a serious knee injury right now that just happened this past Saturday. You know what I'm going to do on Sunday? I'm getting in that ring because that's what I love to do. That's what we are here for. This is what we wake up every day to say, you know what? I'm going to go train, or I'm going to go to work, or I'm going to go to the gym because I know on this particular day, I got to go and get in the ring and feel alive and make someone else feel something that they never thought they felt before. I had a lady come up to me this past Saturday and tell me that her and the entire row that she was sitting in were crying because they were so emotionally invested in what me and Trey Havoc was doing in the middle of that ring. And for people to say, oh, this is fake and this is that and third, Bray Wyatt did not treat it like it was fake. Terry Funk definitely didn't treat it like it was fake. None of us do. So I say all that to say thank you, Bray. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, every wrestler that's out there that goes through this war and these battles and hitting the road and do all this traveling and driving just to entertain people who just don't understand. They just don't understand. Like I've driven to Cleveland, Ohio by myself, okay, to go and entertain. A 10-hour drive to the show, get there, get dressed, find out who my opponent is, what the details of the match is going to be, figure out what we're going to do, go out there, perform it to the best of our abilities, whether it's perfect in your eyes or not. But we go out there and we do it just to get right back in the car, no matter how bad you feel, no matter how banged up you are, get right back in the car and drive those 10 hours right back home. Just to make it in time to get up the next morning and go to work. That's what we do. That's why it's so special to us. That's why we don't stop. That's why, no matter how bad or how banged up we are, we still do it. Because there's some kid out there who loves it. There's some woman out there who needs to forget about whatever she's going through in life. There's some man that needs to figure about all the depression and things that they're going through. We save lives every single show. We save our own lives every single show. That's just my soapbox, man. Yeah, let's move on with the show.
Oh man, let it out. That's why we got this outlet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let it be known. You're right. Wrestlers do take a lot of risks, man. It is a lot of wear and tear on your body, and I think that when it was first announced that Bray was going to step away for a little bit, they said it was for some undisclosed issues, but obviously, his heart issue was a serious thing there. So. We at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast want to say our condolences to the family of Bray Wyatt. Man, it was a hard blow. I cried. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? So, certain things kind of hit you, man. I know when Eddie passed away, I kind of shed a tear. And then with this one with Bray, man, that was just so sudden. And I've always been a Bray Wyatt fan, man. So, man, it's gonna be hard to fill those shoes, man. But you see a lot of wrestlers paying tribute to Bray Wyatt, for sure, man. You even made a tribute to Bray Wyatt in a lot of ways, and I'm gonna show a clip of the match that you had with Trey Havoc a little bit. I'm gonna have you kind of do the commentary for it. But what's happening, Chef? We got Chef there, the Chef Showtime, man. Gotta acknowledge Chef. What's happening?
How you fellas doing today?
Oh man, we're good. I like the fit, man. You know what I'm saying? You looking mighty jazzy today.
This is my workout outfit.
Your workout fit, man. Money must be flowing in, then, Chef. I see it. You got some Wagyu beef in your freezer right now. I know it.
He worked for FedEx. He got that FedEx raise.
Oh, that FedEx raise.
That FedEx raise. Yeah. He pulled up in Lamborghinis dropping off packages.
Oh, man. Hey, look, all the groupies is following after the FedEx trucks, man. You might as well drive a Benz around. You got a FedEx truck, boy. You gonna get all the attention. Oh man, but it's good to see you, Chef, man. Let's talk about it real quick, man. We were talking about the passing of Bray Wyatt. Chef, I want to know, why don't you say a couple things about Bray Wyatt, man, and this passing.
Oh man, you guys know I'm a Bray Wyatt fan. That was my boy, #1 draft pick. It hit different from the other wrestlers. Like, okay, when I heard Terry Funk, I'm like, whatever. And he's a great, but I wasn't. But Bray Wyatt, man, like there's no words. I've been the whole time I've been telling you guys, oh, he about to come back and win this championship. And this, like as a fan, you knew something was wrong because he had that match with LA Knight, then disappear. Like that don't sit right. Like either they gonna fight, that means you got fired or you're hurt. Nobody knew what he was going through. Nobody like Mr. Everything was saying. And man, these wrestlers nowadays be going through pain. Like Seth Rollins, his back's broke, and he's still out there performing to make sure people smile. And that's a big thing. Like they don't have to do it, but they do it for their fans. Like if it was up to Bray Wyatt, he probably still been in the match till the day he passed away. But that's some crazy stuff. Like it really hits different. Like I don't even want to watch wrestling that much no more because I can't see Bray Wyatt come out as a fiend or something. The Fireflies Funhouse. That was my stuff.
Yeah, man. Best Damn Nation. In the comment box, man, I want you to say some nice and kind things about Bray Wyatt if he's touched your life, if he's entertained you in any kind of way. Leave some comments in the comment box about the great Bray Wyatt or the legendary Terry Funk. Also, man, we lost Bob Barker, man. That was a hit. You know what I mean? Legendary game show host. And he also hosted one of the most successful Monday Night Raws, man. He is forever a WWE legend also on the celebrity wing, man. And so that was a big loss, man.
What come to mind, bro? This was fun. This will come to mind. Every time I hear Bob Barker, remember the movie Happy Gilmore?
Yes.
Yeah.
When he got to a fight and he beat up Happy and he like, the price is wrong, bitch. Every time I hear his name, that's what pops to my head all the time.
Oh man, Bob Barker, man, is an absolute legend, man. And so that was, throughout the game show world, and that was a huge loss right there, man. Oh man, let's you know what? Let me put somebody on the spot real quick, man. He had a match, and I want you to talk about it, Mr. Everything. You had a match this past weekend with Trey Havoc, man, and heard you guys went to war. It was a battle. I saw a lot of the match, man, and it was absolutely great match. We started to fly from it. You know what I'm saying? That looked like it was a prime fight. You know what I'm saying? It looked like it hurt. You know what I'm saying? It looked like y'all went through it. Let's talk about this match a little bit, man. And I know you just mentioned a little bit about it. And you made women cry and in the front row throwing panties and stuff after the match. Let's talk about this match that you had, man, with Trey Havoc, bro.
Absolutely. So, the promos, like, I don't think a lot of people understand promos make a match. We can go there and put up a graphic and say, these two individuals are going to wrestle. What's going to really make you care about the fact that these two individuals are going to wrestle? Trey Havoc, I met him probably, I want to say maybe 5 years ago. And he reached out to me. He said, hey, would you mind if I came and trained with you? I said, not a problem. Come on out. And this man would drive 2 hours. Him and his wife would drive 2 hours and just be at training with me at 7 o'clock and then train with me for about 2-3 hours and then drive 2 hours back home. And when I saw that, I was like, you know what? This dude really wants it. And he would do it twice a week, 2-3 times a week with no argument, no gripes, nothing. His wife is very understanding, which is very big. We need somebody, and when we're in this industry, we got to have somebody who's truly behind you like that, who will be like, you know what, if you're going, I'm going too, because I don't want you on that road by yourself. So shout out to Callie for being that woman for Trey. So the promos was pretty much saying almost like a student versus teacher type thing, you know, a mentor versus mentee. And I pushed Trey even in the promos to be able to excel, you know, bring himself up, you know, be greater than what he's been used to. And I told him, don't worry about the title. You know, the championship is one thing. I could take that from you any day. But I want you to show the world how good you are so I can show them how great I am. You know, if you can go out there and show them how good you are as a fighter, a wrestler, or a sports entertainer, whatever label they want to put on, that compliments me. That shows how great I am because I gave you some tools. And during the entire match, I just kept yelling at him, like, don't you give up, don't you stop. Don't you stop fighting, don't you stop breathing. I don't care how much pain you're in. I'm in just as much pain, but I'm going to get up. And I expect you to get back up too. And the fans hearing that was different from them because they never really hear wrestlers really talk in that type of manner, you know? And the lady said she's been watching wrestling for 50 years and she's never seen a match like that. She's never seen someone get pushed to their limit like that. And she said that, you know, being that I pushed him to my limit, I was able to exceed my own limits. And it's kept bouncing back and forth. So I'm not sure which clip you have. It may be the Bray Wyatt one. But yeah, we were projected to do 15 minutes. We ended doing like 20, 25. Solid. One of the spots that I actually got hurt in, which is why it's never perfect, ladies and gentlemen. It's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect. But he gave me a German suplex. This is 3 to 5 minutes into the match. And he gave me a German, and you guys seen German suplexes. Usually you land on your back. Trey's a little bit stronger than what we expected him to be. And he grabbed me and he threw me, and I ended up doing a backflip in midair. And I had to catch myself some kind of way so that I could land as safe as possible. And in landing, my leg ended up going inward and kind of blew my knee a little bit. And that was just one of 3 Germans. So after I took that first one, I had to get ready for 2 more. So even with that quick injury happening, you know, during that, I still had to push through to be ready to be there for him, to make him look good. That's what we do. We make each other look good. We still be there for each other in that ring. And still had to wrestle for another 15 minutes and also give him a German of my own. So, and he's 250 pounds. So, yeah.
Well, I think I have a little bit of that, man. And it's a minute and 30 seconds. So I want you to kind of like navigate and commentate your own match from the clips. So just keep it going throughout. So let's see a little bit of Mr. Everything Get Down with your boy, Trey Payback.
All right, so right here, this is a big spine buster, and this is where I give him the really strong headlock. You know, I do a lot of MMA style stuff, so kind of rain down some elbows on him, and this is where the German that I've been talking about comes into play. And right here, ladies and gentlemen, this is where Trey Havoc shows me how strong he is and blows my knee out, and I still get up, and I'm like, you know what? Let's go for the second one. And this one is just as bad because I land right on my knees. And then the third one, I'm trying to block it. Get off me. Get your hands off me. Stop it. But he won't stop it because he's going to jump in my behind right across the daggone ring. And, of course, I got to give him one back. And 250 pounds. Yeah. And I couldn't even get the energy to be able to finish the pin. But here is where I'm telling him to don't give up. Get up and keep fighting. And this is where I'm going to go give him my claymore, but he takes my cookies. He took all cookies, and I'm like, I'm still up. And then he kills me again. And he gets to 1, 2, 3 right there, ladies and gentlemen. And he remains the next level pro wrestling heavyweight champion. And right after the match is when he gave us a little promo telling the crowd, what I've done for him in his career. And of course, he's crying because he's sensitive. Trey's a good guy. And and we embrace, and I say a couple of words. And we actually had his wrestling father, Ali, from the Gorilla Squad there. And I had a chance to talk to him after the match, and he was like, I expecting nothing less from the two of you. And he said, in fact, you guys exceeded my expectations. He told us that there's not many matches where he can go and watch and get swayed from one side to the other, who he wants to win and who he thinks is about to win. And he said that he was so caught up in it that he got emotional himself. And, he's a big 6'5", 345-pound guy, one of the gentle giants who, you can't really make him feel touched in the heart as much. I mean, he said that match right there really touched him because it was like me still training Trey on how to be better. It's like Goku versus Kale, when they had that big tournament of power fight, and Goku was training her the entire time they're fighting just to make her better so he can be better. And that's my mentality. I want guys who get in the ring with me to feel like they walk away better, because if I can make you stronger, and that makes me want to get stronger, because now I have a goal to reach. I want to be the strongest in the entire universe. So I always kind of push guys to break their limits so that way I can break mine.
Oh, man, that was a great message from the great Mr. Everything. You also paid a little tribute to your boy Bray Wyatt, man. Let's watch this clip real quick. And listeners, you guys can enjoy this music, but just know that he did the back bend in the corner, the creepy back bend that Bray Wyatt does, man. And it was a great moment for you to pay a tribute. So let's watch this clip from the match also. Oh, man. Sorry about the porno music, y'all. I know. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean they had porno music on there. But yeah, that was some tributes that you had to Bray Wyatt, man. I thought that was a great thing for you to do, man, within your match, and you guys definitely told a good story. So I want to salute you for that, my friend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, man. Your boys LP's in the place to be, man. Real quick, I want to give you an opportunity to say some things about your boy Bray Wyatt.
LP,
yeah. I mean, I hate that that happened to him. I think everybody was waiting for him to make a comeback and see something new. But I just like kind of just look at the past. Like he was always I always felt like his the Wyatt family gimmick was one of the greatest things ever. I really thought that was all. I've always felt like that was on the Undertaker level. They really should have kept that. That's just my favorite version. The Fiend and stuff was cool too, but now the Wyatt family version, that whole thing was, to me, was like one of the best things they've ever done with a character. And if they would have kept world building. I think if they would have let him do more of the world building of that character when they didn't know what to do with him, instead of putting him with Matt Hardy and all the other kind of stuff, if they would have let him find a new level of that character, because it was a lot like the Undertaker to me. And the Undertaker, if you look at the Undertaker, it seemed like he did the same thing his whole career, but he didn't, because the Ministry of Darkness of Undertaker was one thing. Dead Man Walker, that's another. Like, it was like 7 or 8 variants of the Undertaker, but all of them almost seemed like the same Undertaker, if that makes sense. So I really wish they would have did that with his Wyatt family stuff. But he definitely would be a great and he'll be missed. Like I said, we can just look back at the great moments that he had, and I hope him and his family, well. Hope WWE will take care of his whole entire family, like I think I read that they were. Um, he just was a great wrestler.
Yeah, he definitely was a great wrestler, man. He would definitely be missed. Like I said before, from the fellas at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, we want to wish the Bray Wyatt's family our deepest condolences for their loss. Man. Well, fellas, let's go on a different note. Your boy, Shannon Sharp, is in the news. You know why? Because he is joining Stephen A. Smith on First Take starting September 4th. I think this is good news. I want to see that dynamic on television. Fellas, how do you feel about your boy Shannon Sharp joining Stephen A. Smith on First Take? Let me go, Mr. Everything.
I don't know. You got to go to somebody else. I don't know. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah. Chef, what are your thoughts, sir?
They need to fire Stephen A. and put Shannon Sharp with somebody else.
Oh, you just going for the juggler today, huh? LP. LP. Chef went dark on that one. He was like, just go ahead and fire Stephen A. Smith. Come on, Stephen A. Smith is a great heel basketball commentator, Chef. You don't think so?
He's trash. He talks about LeBron like LeBron's the GOAT and LeBron's not the GOAT. That irritates my soul. Like, no.
Oh, man. Yeah. You decided to choose violence today, huh, Chef? All right. LP, what do you think about your boy Shannon Sharp joining Stephen A. Smith on First Take?
Me personally, I don't think it's gonna be all that great. I'm not a Stephen A. Smith fan. I used to be years ago, but he gets a lot of takes that's wrong. He recently just had a take about my man talking about my man couldn't even stand up, and then found out that was wrong. Like he does a lot of. I don't think him and Shannon is going to mix well. I think Shannon deserves his own, just like Chef said. The same way that Skip is probably regretting his choice and who he brought on his show, because them brothers took over that show that first day. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Like, I used to watch Undisputed. Undisputed was my show that I watched. I didn't watch a lot of the other ones. I didn't really watch First Take like that. But Stephen A. Smith is not good at going back and forth. Like JJ Reddick used to murder him on a regular basis. So it's gonna be interesting because Shannon's not that kind of guy. So I think him and Shannon gonna get along too much, and people don't want to see people get along. They want to see some back and forth. And you're not gonna see back and forth on First Take.
I think they gonna need a buffer. You know what I'm saying? They gonna need somebody with a soft presence that can be able to kind of soften both of their presence. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I can definitely see them having some very fiery discussions. I think that they would have a good dynamic, man, if they work together well. But I think it's pretty big, man. I think that's going to be something that's a lot of fans are going to be interested in seeing their take on a lot of different things in sports and entertainment. So kudos for Shannon Sharp, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm still out here in these streets making money. You know what I'm saying? Man, let's go over to AEW, fellas. We got to talk about the show All Out. Oh, man, I heard it was a great event. I didn't get a chance to check it out. I'm not sure if you guys had the opportunity to check out All Out. Excuse me, All In. I'm saying All Out. It's All In. Uh, but the show I heard was a great show. I mean, they had a huge turnout, over 80,000 fans in England. Man, that was pretty big. So that was a huge sellout show. We also saw some stars pop up. Mercedes Monet was in the building. She was in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Stunting on your daddy and them. You know what I'm saying? With the legs out, the wig on, colorful wig on. Is she going to come to AEW? I want to get your thoughts on that, man. If she does come to AEW, what do you think that she's going to do for that women's division? Choir minds want to know. Let me go LP.
LP, you on mute?
All right, let me switch over to Mr. Everything. What do you think?
I think she can elevate the women's division. I would really love to see Mercedes versus Saraya. I think that would be a really good match. Because I think they've had a match at WWE, right? And if I'm not mistaken, she was the reason why Saraya ended up having to retire. Yeah. So I think they need that back. They need that moment back in a better way. But it's, I don't know, what is her attitude going to be? You know, what is her personality going to be? Is she going to be able to mesh well with the women's division in AEW, or is she going to be a female CM Punk type situation? I don't think I really hear too much about her being like a diva now, more so than when she was with WWE. You know, she would walk around saying, "Oh, you know, I'm not doing this, or I don't want to do that. I'm not signing no autographs," and you know, things of that nature. So I'm hoping that she's a little bit more humble. So when she does, if she does go to AEW, she's going in with the mindset of trying to help the women's division, especially the women that are there, kind of elevate them, rather than going and saying, you know what, I'm freaking Mercedes Monet. You know, you should be bowing down to me, doing whatever I say. So I hope she doesn't walk in with that type of attitude.
I can definitely see that. Chef, man, what do you think about Mercedes Monet being in the crowd, man? And do you think that she will be a good fit for the AEW locker room?
She'll be a great fit for AEW locker room. She'll bring more competition to them. You know, like you said, I would love to see Saraya versus Mercedes Monet. That'd be one of the best matches they have right now.
Oh man, I definitely agree with you on that. I don't know, man. None of the women that's come to AEW has really made a splash. I know that with Saraya or Paige, as she was known to WWE, when she came, that was a little bit of a buzz, and then that quickly died out. Toni Storm came, and then she was champion, but they didn't even recognize her as a real champion. Mm-hmm. That was crazy to me. Ruby Soho is kind of bounced around on the mid card of the women's division, even though she's in the group right now with both Toni Storm and Saraya. So I think if Mercedes Monet, or Sasha Banks, as she was affectionately called in WWE, if she does come to AEW, I think that she will make some sort of an impact, but you're going to have to put her at the top of the card. I think you're going to have to make a women's match main event at one of your major shows.
But that's the thing, that I don't want her to go in with that kind of attitude.
She will. She will.
When she gets, you put me main event, or I'm not coming. Like I. And then what happened to Athena?
They threw her ass in Ring of Honor. And I'm glad that she is, because she's champion. You know what I'm saying? And that's no slight to Ring of Honor, but she should be competing for the women's title on the main roster of AEW. I think that she's that good. You know what I'm saying? But as AEW champion, she's been dominant. Hats off to you, because she went over to a new company and reinvented herself and really got over with the fans. But for some reason, they didn't push her. really, and they didn't really push Jade Cargill like they should have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Jade, and when Jade left, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this ain't a race thing at all. But when Jade left, it was a void. You know what I'm saying? Like you were looking like, oh man, I didn't. It's one of those things like you in a relationship and then you break up with that partner, and then you be like, oh man, I didn't realize how much they actually influenced my life. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with the locker room. When Jade Cargill left, it was like, man, I didn't realize we should have treasured her more. We should have paid her more attention. You know what I'm saying? But man, that was a good question, Mr. Everything. But so you think for sure that Mercedes Moné is going to do something?
Absolutely. But it only remains to be seen, you know, and how the women really. And the biggest thing is, how are the women going to take her? You know, how are they going to accept her in? Are they going to accept her like, teach me more things, or they're going to look at her like, you just bouncing around trying to fit and get in where you fit in. We've been here. And in the words of Bianca Belair, you don't even go here.
Yeah, that's a show shot, man. El Peasy, you on the mic?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh man, what do you think about your girl Mercedes Moné showing up in AEW, man? And do you think she's going to make a splash in that women's division?
Yeah, I mean, she can't hurt it. I mean, regardless of whatever they do, she can't make it any worse. She really can only bring it up. I mean, if she does go there, yeah, she needs to be a top star. It's not even about what the other girls have done since they've been there. It's about the star power. If John Cena left WWE and came to AEW, you can't expect John Cena to be wrestling on AEW Dark. Like Sasha Banks, I'm not gonna call her the other mess. Sasha Banks has earned her name and her respect as a top star. So she should easily just be treated like a top star. If The Rock came over there or Triple, any major star, they come to AEW, they should be treated like a major star. The rest of the guys who have came from WWE to AEW weren't major stars. They was good stars. They were stars, but there hasn't been a major star that has jumped ship and came over there. So if you get Randy Orton or Edge, let's say Edge actually does go over there, Edge is a major star. Edge is a major star, but he still is a older wrestler. Like they would have to get a Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn to have like a major star. And that ain't gonna happen. That ain't never gonna happen. It's always gonna be somebody who either got fired or something else. But yeah, you gotta give her respect because she is one of the greatest of all time, female wise.
You agree? Well, you said I was watching Coming to America Day, and when you said that, it just reminded me of when they was in the barbershop. He said he refused to call him Muhammad Ali, and the old guy, if a man wants to be called Muhammad Ali, then he's American. You call him Muhammad Ali. LP over here, like his mama called him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay.
If I was a wrestler and they told me I couldn't keep my name, then I would just change the first two letters in the name and make me something sound similar. Like you can't tell me I can't call myself Dasha Ranks. You can't tell me I can't call myself. Yeah, I can't call myself HW Junk. Like I can make me a bootleg $2 store version name of my name, and you can't do nothing about it.
Man, they did that to a couple of people. They couldn't use their real name. I'm trying to think of some. Who was the person that they could not use their real name once they left the WWE? Cody, I think it was Cody. Cody was one of them. Now I think about it, he couldn't use his real name
when he first started.
Yeah, when he left.
When he left, what? He still Cody Rhodes?
I think when he was in, it was a point where he couldn't use his real name.
I don't think they can mess with your real name.
Yeah, they can. If you're using it.
I don't know. I think it's like I think it's like the keeper. Like I don't even think of like.
Well, let me
I don't.
ask a question to the. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Let me ask a question to Mr. Everything. When you came there, and I'm sure you wanted to use your name, right? I know you wanted to use Victor Andrews when you wrestled for the WWE, and you've been in NXT, and you've been on main roster to wrestle against. How did you feel when they said you couldn't use your name, and then they gave? How did you choose your name that you were going to go by, or was it like you're going to be this person?
Well, that's the weird thing about it, because when I did NXT, they gave me the choice of whether you want to use my wrestling name or my real name. In fact, shout out to Steve Carino. He was my point of contact, and he came to me and he said, "Triple H wants to know what name you want to use. Do you want to use your wrestling name or do you want to use your real name?" So he gave me that choice at that moment, and I told him, "said Well, people know me by Victor Andrews, so I just want to go by that in terms of wrestling." And he said, "Well, just to let you know, he loves your real name, so that wouldn't be a bad idea if you used it if you wanted to use it in wrestling." But I'm like, 10 years in, I think I need to just keep going with Victor Andrews because I built that name up from the ground to where it is now. And then when I did main roster, it wasn't no choice. It's pretty much what was given to me. No one asked me anything. They just walked up to me and was like, "Hey, you're going to be." And at first, it wasn't even supposed to be Bert Hansen. It was something else. And Byron screwed it up. So when you hear him say Bert Hansen, I don't know if you can catch it, but you look at my face, it's like, who the hell is Bert Henson? That's not the name they gave me. It's messed up. You threw me off, Byron. You messed me up. It's my big moment, and you threw me off because you said the wrong name. Now I don't know how to respond.
Man, Byron knew he don't know nobody black named Bert.
I never know nobody name.
Not one. I ain't got no Uncle Berts. I ain't never heard of nobody named Bert. You know what I'm saying? The only Bert that I know is on Sesame Street.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's it.
And before that, I did the Jessica Lashley thing. So, of course they didn't use my name then. But yeah, it's just, I think the only time they really gave me a choice was when I was at NXT.
That's interesting. Well,
yeah, but I'm gonna have to look at that though. But I still don't think they can take your legal name. That's like Christian. He's still Christian, but he's Christian Cage. He's like if you get your real name, like your birth given name, they cannot tell you what to do with it. It's hard to think it because I'm trying to think of any wrestler that went from what wrestler uses their real name. It's not that I can't think of really many. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's always been Hulk Hogan. I don't remember him being Hulk Hogan. He's been Hulk Hogan in TNA, WWE, WCW. He has never once changed his name. That's his birth name. So yeah, the matter of fact, that's the one example I can think of because he's always going by that name. But yeah, if it's your name,
it's not his real name. His real name is Terry.
His real name is Terry. I was about to say that's not his birth name. I don't know nobody named Hope. That'll be a dope ass first name.
That might be his middle name. You actually think Vince was gonna let him go to WCW and keep Hulk Hogan?
Yes.
He was Hollywood Hulk Hogan. He still was Hulk Hogan.
He was that big. He was that big, and you got to think about it. Around those times, a lot of those guys were able to hold ownership of their names. It wasn't until after they had guys leaving the company where Vince said, "You know what? I need to start putting some ownership on a lot of these guys' names because some of these guys are leaving. They're taking the name with them, and their following is going with them." Look at Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair. Some of the ones he couldn't do anything about was like Eddie Guerrero, who came into WWE from WCW. Chris Benoit came from another place. Chris Jericho came from another place. So the ones that are homegrown, they have ownership, and I got to figure out a way how to get ownership of that name.
That's interesting. What were you saying, LP?
No, I was saying the names he called out are all, or those are like names. I don't know if all of them are all there. That's Eddie Guerrero. That's his real name. So that just goes back to the point I'm making, like about I don't think Chris Benoit, if I ain't mistaken, that's his real name.
His name is different. I don't think it's Benoit. But like Ric Flair had just changed the spelling of his last name. It's not really FLAIR. It's FLE.
Like Floyd. Something like that.
If Charlotte ever leaves, I guarantee you she's gonna be Charlotte Flair.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But she'll probably just change the last name, the spelling of the last name. Like you said earlier, you just change the spelling.
Yeah.
Or she can just go by Charlotte.
I think the only person they did change their name was Cody Rhodes, because at first he was Cody Reynolds, then he went to Cody Rhodes, then he went to Goldust, then they pushed him back to Cody Rhodes after he came back.
Oh, Goldust?
Not Goldust.
Oh, I mean Stardust.
Stardust, yeah.
Goldust is another one who was Dustin Rhodes.
What was Cody's name at AEW? It was Rhodes, right? It was Rhodes, right?
Because at first, remember how he first did it? He came out as Cody Reynolds. Then because he didn't want to be under his father's shadow. Then after that, they changed it to Cody Rhodes. That's when his dad got sick, and that's when he went with the Legacy.
Yeah,
with Randy Orton and them. Then he left. Before he left, he was doing that Stardust shit. Then he went to when he quit. He went to Cody back to Cody Rhodes. They was trying to keep it, but they couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, man, there was something else that happened at the All In event, man. Your boy CM Punk got in a fight, backstage fight with Jungle Boy Jack Perry. That was all over the wrestling news, man. And I believe the argument kind of came from Jack Perry wanting to use real glass in one of his matches, and on Collision, and CM Punk told him that he didn't want to. He ended up using it anyway, and then kind of cut a small promo after he got went through this windshield, and he was like, "This is real glass. Cry me a river," kind of saying directly to CM Punk, "Hey, stop being a controlling person in my matches." In a way, CM Punk took offense to that, and then they got in a little bit of fisticuffs backstage. And then CM Punk and Jack Perry were both escorted from the arena. Fellas, I want us. It seems like every major event, man, CM Punk gets in a fight with somebody. Do you think CM Punk is a little poisonous when it comes to the locker room, man? Because it seems like Tony Khan gave CM Punk a lot of control over the Collision show. Mr. Everything, I saw you shake your head, man. What you got to say about your boy Punk?
Like I said last week, man, the dude just need to sit down and get money. What is wrong with you, bro? You already got you. Oh man, like it's annoying because guys like Trey Havoc, I'm not even gonna say me. Guys like Trey Havoc who have the ability and the tools to be able to be an AEW superstar and who would appreciate every opportunity he's given. Like I don't get it where these guys get to a point where they say, you know what, I'm bigger than who I really am. But you're not. Like, chill. Why? What? You're gonna end up having a situation where nobody's gonna work with you, or somebody's gonna say, I'll work with him, and you're gonna have a shoot fight right there in the middle of the ring. And that's something that we don't ever want to happen. Like, the fans first of all, they should not be reading any type of backstage altercations. This stuff should not be out in the public in the first place. But then you should not have it to where it's getting to a point where it may boil over at a show in the middle of a ring. Like, who really wants to see that? It's supposed to be family friendly. It's supposed to be for a moment where everyone can go and just forget about what they're dealing with in their own lives and you got somebody like CM Punk who just won't sit down and shut up. Like I'm reading the news report now. He had the altercation with Perry. They both got suspended. He had an altercation with Samoa Joe after their match, and then he had an altercation with Miro, asking him, "Yo, you got a problem too? Like, bro, you're not that tough. Let's be straight up. You're not that tough. You went and tried MMA and you got thrashed. They mollywopped you. They were slinging you around like a mop, bro. You're not that tough. Go sit down somewhere. Like, for real, before somebody really put hands on you, and then they're gonna be like, yo, why they do that? Why they do CM Punk like that? Because he won't sit down. He won't shut up. And I hate violence. I'm not one to talk tough. Let me talk tough and say this and that third. But come on, man, you hold up space. You hold up space, and I get aggravated because it's like, yo, I can be in that spot. Trey Havoc could be in that spot. Mark James could be in that spot. There's a lot of guys that's out here that's grinding and busting their behinds every week just to say, you know what, I want an opportunity, or give me an opportunity, give me a contract or something. And you got somebody like CM Punk who won't sit the hell down. Like, damn, chill. Like, what's wrong, man? Got me on my Brooklyn right now. Yo, move on. Yo, turn the camera off or something, man. Because it pisses me off because it's like, yo, come on, man.
Yeah, man.
You're making situations out of no type of situation.
Well, real quick, let's bid adieu to Chef Showtime. He got to step off, man. Chef, let the people know where they can find you. Can't hear you.
My bad. I said you can find me on Facebook, Twitch. Yeah, at Chef Showtime or Dante Carter. Yeah, now all I'm gonna do and be doing lately is I'm gonna be working and trying to save up, and I'm gonna start opening my own business.
All right, man. So go ahead and support your boy Chef Showtime and what he got going on. We'll see you next week, Chef.
All right.
Man, LPZ, what do you think about CM Punk, man? Your boy is causing all kind of controversy and stuff. What do you think about CM Punk, man? And every time he kind of has a major event, there's always a kerfuffle going on. You know what I'm saying? The LP is in the place to be. Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think that Tony Khan putting some kind of power to CM Punk and giving him that much leverage for a show is bad news already. We've seen this story go down. We've seen this in TNA. We saw this in WCW. And to give a wrestler who is currently wrestling that much power is not a good look. I think Tony Khan thinks that CM Punk is his cash cow, and he may be. But to be honest with you, man, it's starting to get more trouble than it is benefit. Just in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Is CM Punk really bringing in the type of numbers that you need to see to be able to really compete with the WWE? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, this past All In event, man, it kind of showed the star power that AEW has really built up over the years, man, to be able to put on a huge show like that. And, I definitely salute AEW and all their wrestlers for putting on one hell of a show, man. But, it just seems like if the backstage stuff is more newsworthy than the actual event, then something is wrong.
It's really wrong.
You know what I'm saying? Something is wrong. Y'all got to change something. Go ahead, Mr. Everything.
No, you're absolutely right. Very wrong. If there's so much worried about what's happening backstage and what happened actually in the show, in the ring, something's really wrong. Like, We should be talking about how great the matches were, or how amazing it is that they broke the attendance record at the Wembley Stadium. And AEW has been not trying, but they've been doing their best to make themselves a very strong company, despite anything, despite all of their obstacles and everything else. They've been doing pretty good for themselves. They're sticking in there. They're still lasting. They got a good roster of talent between the men and the females, and then you got the Ring of Honor attached with them. So we should really be talking about the matches, whether we watch it or not, because I still haven't watched too many AEW matches outside the one that I had. It's on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. It's not very long, but your boy was on AEW too. Little cheap plug. We talking about the matches and how good it is. The match between MJF and Adam Cole. That's something that's newsworthy. Not seeing.
Yeah. LP. I can hear the wind flapping against the receiver. What do you got to say about your boy CM Punk?
Week, I think it was last week. We always say the same thing. The man just need to wrestle and get his bag while he can still get it, because he doesn't look all that great in the ring. He doesn't look horrible, but he doesn't look great either. So he just need to concentrate on getting his bag as much as he can while he. Now I can understand if a man talking about you shouldn't be using real glass. I mean, at least on that argument side, he might have been trying to look at they look like an older guy trying to tell the younger guy something, and the young guy don't want to hear it. Because it's like, use the fake glass because they're real. Look how many. Remember when Goldberg punched that glass in that limousine and he like really messed his hands up for life? Mm-hmm. So like some of that stuff you got to look at, like, CM Punk does know the game. Let's not. I don't know what the full situation was, but if it was about that, then yeah, you should be doing it on sugar glass or whatever that glass is, not no real glass, because it's not worth it when you can mess yourself up even more. That argument actually kind of seemed like CM Punk might have been not necessarily in the wrong for that. So I can't jump down the man's throat completely. What I will say is I don't like, just like Mr. Everything said, I hate how everything is always out there. Like whatever happens backstage, I'm pretty sure worse things happen backstage when we used to watch the Attitude Era and all other kind of stuff, but you don't hear about it until you hear wrestlers talk about it now. You didn't hear about it when it happened. It seems like now everything that goes on in that locker room, you got people that is ready to drop it and tell everybody what happened. Kind of like with Golden State when Draymond punched Jordan Poole in the face. You think that's the first time two NBA players on the same team got in a fight? No. You think that's the first time a NBA player snuck another one in the jaw? No, but you don't ever hear about it. So that's the stuff that I don't necessarily like care for, because it seems like people are purposely trying to put stuff out. No matter what goes on. I know the wrestlers ain't dropping this news that quick. Like if the two men got in a fight, like god dang, look how long it took for us to hear about the full story of the plane ride for hell. Like to hear the full story, it took us all these years to finally hear it. So yeah, I don't like all that info dropping stuff. But yeah, I can't. CM Punk just need to get his bag, but I can't. But if CM Punk was really trying to get on that dude about the glass, I don't know. But I might be on CM Punk's side a little bit on this argument, maybe.
Okay, all right. Well, CM Punk, man, we just want to see y'all do better, man. That's it. That's all we're saying. We ain't saying nothing more, nothing less. You know what I'm saying? Keep your dirt inside your house. Old school. What goes on in this house, stay in this house. You know what I'm saying?
Look, unless you want to come on the best damn wrestling podcast and give us all the tea. All the tea.
You know what? That's the only time I actually like gossip. That's the only time I actually like gossip.
Look,
Oh
give us
man.
the exclusive.
Yeah, I just want the exclusive. I like exclusives. Well, fellas, man, I wanted to shine some light real quick on something outside of AEW and WWE. You have WOW, which is the promotion of Women of Wrestling, and they have new champions, man. I wanted to shine some light on these beautiful sisters real quick. They're called the Tonga Twins, man, and they just won the tag team championship for WOW. They are great in the ring. They have a strong presence. I think they would do great in a promotion such as AEW or WWE. They were trained by Rikishi. You know what I'm saying? Could this be the female version of the Usos? You know what I'm saying? Inquiring minds would like to know, but these ladies are absolutely amazing in the ring. And I think that they can really make a splash with the right presence, with the right training, and with the right writing. Fellas, I just want to ask a question. Do you see a possibility of an all-female bloodline?
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. If you align those two young ladies with Lady Tapa, who's also Tongan, that would be if you don't know who Lady Tapa is, go and look her up. She's the niece of Barbarian.
Mm.
So that would be an amazing thing to see. I mean, because when's the last time we really had a strong, dominant female faction? That really looked like they could just beat people up, not just having the numbers game. But if you looked at them and say, you know what, individually, they could mollywop and throw everybody all around all the ring they want to. But collectively, they've taken over the entire company. I don't think we've ever had that ever, truthfully, in the history of professional wrestling.
Yeah, man. These two sisters look good, man. And I think that I would love to see them on a larger promotion. I think that they have what it takes. I would love to see them in NXT, man, and really, making some noise. But the only problem with NXT, they don't have a tag team women's division really anymore because of the belts being merged with the women's titles, which haven't even been defended on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even who are the champions. I think it's Dewdrop and
Dewdrop and
Chelsea Green, or Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. But
which is weird. Chelsea was tagged with what's her name? The one used to be
Piper Niven. She was with
Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville. Yeah, I had a brain fart. Yeah, she was with Sonya Deville for a second. Oh man. But I would love to see an all women's faction, man. And to be honest with you, if you took the Tonga twins and put them with Nia Jax,
mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
They would really wreck shop. Mind you, Nia Jax has been looking really good lately, man. She's been stunting on everybody, losing weight. She's been working out in the ring, teasing her combat, man. So, like I said, I think that they have the possibility of gaining those two stars, man. If the wrestling world is really paying attention, I think the Tonga twins, man, are next up. You know what I'm saying? Right now, they're champions in promotion. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Women of wrestling. So hats off to those ladies, man. But I would love to see them on a big screen and really doing some things. Oh, they kind of, like the Renegade twins. I know they're not twins, but the Renegade sisters. I don't know that they're renegades. They're really good, man. They are really good. So I know the fans are kind of wanting us to have some more female wrestlers and presence and interviews on the show. So we're going to make that happen. Real quick, before we get into predictions, because I know we're going to have to run through those real quick. Listen, there's a match that's going on. And there's a verbal confrontation between your boy LA Knight and The Miz. And this past Monday, man, The Miz came out to LA Knight's music, dressed like LA Knight. He looked like LA Knight. The fans went crazy until they realized that it was not LA Knight. It was The Miz, man. And then he cut this scathing promo that really cut to the core of what LA Knight is right now. And he's saying, you're just the catchphrases, and you can see how I'm just using your catchphrases and all of this stuff to sway the fans. But when all the dust settles, I'm going to expose you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that there is a question mark of if LA Knight can really go. I've seen LA Knight in some matches. He can wrestle. But the question is, can he really be the megastar that he's claiming himself to be? And can he really prove himself in the ring? And to be honest with you, The Miz is the measuring stick for success in the WWE. Let that be known and said. Every star, since The Miz has been there, every star that's been made, The Miz has had a hand in bringing them in and introducing them to the WWE. I can't say every star, but a lot of people that are paired up with The Miz in some type of way, especially if they have a feud or if they're just entering the WWE, The Miz is kind of the measuring stick on if they're going to be a star or not. I can honestly say that, man. And so I'm going to keep on putting respect on The Miz's name. But, man, he dug into LA Knight. I think this is going to be a good match. But I would love to see them have more verbal altercations, man, because that is gold. If you haven't had the opportunity, go back and check that out. Have you guys had the opportunity? I want to see what LP got to say about this whole thing. What do you think about The Miz and LA Knight's back and forth?
It was funny. I mean, if you're a fan of The Miz, he did it to John Cena and he did it to The Rock. I mean, his impersonation of The Rock was ridiculous. So that's what I mean. The Miz always does great at this kind of thing. I think that this is them seeing if LA Knight is going to be that guy or not, or they can mess around and bury LA Knight. So it really just depends on how they go about doing it. They can destroy him, or they can have him, get his moment. I hope it's not the latter. I hope they're not gonna. I hope the Miz bring him up and don't do too much, because you don't want to be another Austin Theory. I really think that promo that John Cena did to Austin Theory destroyed Austin Theory. It was not. I don't know if it was meant to make him get better or whatever, but that promo he did destroyed Austin Theory. He almost destroyed Roman. Roman was able to flip it a little bit later on, but John Cena almost killed that guy's career with one promo. So I think they got to be careful with how they go about doing this. But yeah, it was very entertaining, but it wasn't better than his impersonation of The Rock. His impersonation of The Rock would be my top.
Yeah, I liked both promos, but I definitely like LA Knight, man. He was really spot on with LA Knight. And things that he was saying was, hey, this guy is a flash in the pan and he's generic. And until he proves himself, then, you're nothing more than just a catchphrase. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Everything. What do you think about The Miz and LA Knight's back and forth, man? And as far as character development is concerned, LP, you just mentioned something, man. Do you think that The Miz kind of dissected LA Knight in his promo?
I think this is something that's going to help both gentlemen. The Miz has just been doing here and there, paired up with this one, got a little something going on with this one. He really hasn't had anything that got anyone invested in what he was doing in a very long time. I mean, the whole thing with Dexter Loomis was dumb. And that was the last thing he really had going on, was the whole situation with Dexter Loomis that never really, it didn't even go nowhere. You know, it's like all of a sudden Dexter Loomis just disappeared. So this whole interaction with LA Knight is going to help the both of them. LA Knight is great on the mic. We know that already. The Miz is great on the mic when he's pushed to be great on the mic. The Miz is good in the ring. He's very nice in the ring. LA Knight is very nice in the ring. But again, like I said before, LA Knight has to work his match the way he works his mic. The mic, pause. He has to work his matches the way he works the mic in the ring. You know, I think he gets in a ring and he tries to move a little bit too fast. And, you know, just give him a little. You know, a little means a lot in the long run. You know, it's emotion over motion. We talk about it all the time when we're training. It's emotion over motion. You know, allow yourself to step out yourself and get in the ring with the Miz and put on a really strong banger. Steal the show. And this match can steal the show. It's all a matter of this two gentlemen is going to allow themselves to let that match steal the show. You know, you got a lot of good matches is on this card. It's coming up to Saturday. This could be the one that people are going to talk about for a very long time. And like we always say, it's the match that I didn't know I needed to see until I saw it. So, gentlemen, made me feel like I needed to see it once I see it.
All right, guys. Well, that's a good transition, man. Let's go ahead and get into it, Mr. Everything. Let's get some of these predictions for Payback. LP, who you got your money on? You got LA Knight or you got the Miz?
They gotta give it to LA Knight, because I mean, if you're trying to make new stars, you're not trying to destroy them. And just like Mr. Everything brought up a good point, I don't know if he realized he brought up a good point. Where the hell Loomis? Like the other people that have been, everybody that deal with the Miz don't come up. Some people go away. So if they're gonna let this guy, the fans want him. There's no need to destroy him. Just embrace it and just give it to LA Knight.
Oh man, Mr. Everything, who you got your money on? You got your money on the Miz or you got LA Knight?
LA Knight, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with your boy LA Knight too, man. The Miz is great, and I think the Miz is really going to elevate LA Knight. And you know, like I said, the promo was really scathing, but it causes LA Knight to kind of dig into his bag and really see how great he can actually be, both on the mic, in the ring, and as a character, man. So working with a guy like Mike the Miz is definitely going to elevate your boy LA Knight. Yeah. Oh man, one of the big matches that I am so excited to see, it's going to be Gunther versus Chad Gable. Fellas, they've been having some back and forth. Chad Gable showing that he ain't no punk bitch. Mr. Everything, who you got your money on? You got your money on Gunther or you got your money on Chad Gable?
Quick question before I make my decision. Has Gunther surpassed Honky Tonk Man?
That is a good question. Not yet, I don't think. I mean, he's on the cusp. I think he has with the count out that Chad Gable had, but they didn't announce it, I don't think. I think he's on the brink of it. But if he retains his belt at Payback, I think that he will beat Honky Tonk Man's record. So, with that being said,
I gotta go with Gunther.
You going Gunther?
Yes.
Oh man, the ring is general. LPZ, who you got your money on? You got your money on Shorty G or you got your money on Gunther? LPZ, LP, LPZ,
You
LP.
might not be. You might not be this area. This area I'm in is bad. Can you hear?
Yeah, you coming through?
All right. Come on.
All right, short answers. I already know who LP choosing. He going with Gunther. You ain't even got to say nothing. That's already a given. That is already a given. Look, we got Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth freaking Rollins. LP, if you there, my friend, who you got your money on?
I actually think Shinsuke Nakamura is gonna win it because I really think Seth is hurt, and they got to give him a break.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I think that Shinsuke is going to take it. And if he does, man, I'm not even mad at that. Shinsuke is a real competitor, man, and I know that he can really hold it down. That would be great to see Shinsuke and Io Sky, both wrestlers of Asian descent, to both have the title at the same time. That'll be the first in history, to my knowledge. That something like that has ever happened. And I don't think that Shinsuke has ever really tasted main event gold for WWE. So, yeah, I agree with that. Mr. Everything, who you got your money on?
I got my money on Shinsuke. My only issue is I hope they do not treat him as a transitional champion. This was in the plans for a long time, despite Seth Rollins' injury. But I really feel like they're doing it because Seth Rollins is injured, and they're giving it to Shinsuke because they really didn't know who else to really put it on until they make a decision on who to put it on. And the worst case scenario, we all know what's going to happen, but we don't want to say it, so I'm going to say it anyway. Brock Lesnar is going to come back and take that belt from Shinsuke Nakamura. Let's be honest.
Say what?
Let's be totally honest. That's what's going to happen. They're going to say Shinsuke is not bringing, he's not really putting in much money for us. He's not bringing no money. So what are they going to do? Here comes the beast. And Brock Lesnar is going to come out and he's going to challenge Shinsuke and he's going to take the belt off of him.
Shinsuke is not black, so they're not gonna do that to Shinsuke.
He's Asian. He's close.
Brock is the black star. They call Brock in when the black guys when the black guy wins. I think if nothing else, they're gonna let Damian Priest. If Seth is gone, they already building up this Judgment Day breakup. With him cashing in and getting the belt, then he could. They can make a story out of that. I really think that Finn. It's hard to think of where they're going with Judgment Day because I really think that whoever leaves got to be a face, and I don't see Finn don't need to go back to a face, and Damian Priest is a face. I don't like him as a face either, but one of them is going face because one of them is going to get jumped out of the Judgment Day, which is going to be weird because the route that they're taking, you can't tell which way it's going. Rhea is trying to keep the peace between both of them. Your boy, Chris Benoit Jr., he keep on trying to get in the mix. So I think he's gonna play a part in something. It's hard. It's really hard to tell. Like everything is so shaky right now. Like WWE is so shaky on every single thing right now. Maybe Bobby will show up. Maybe they're gonna move Bobby and the Street Profits to Raw, and then you got the Street Profits can take the belts off of Sammy and KO, and then Bobby can get that belt back. Now that's what they need to damn do. Now that's what they need to do is to go ahead and make that transition, and that's what somebody need to be talking to somebody and do what makes sense and let Bobby and the boys run Raw for a while.
Uh-oh. You guys there?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is going to be a huge match, man. I got to go with your boy Shinsuke Nakamura on that. I think that's going to be a big match. But you're right. If they did put Bobby in that position, I think it would make sense to put them there. But with the bloodline going right now, I think that them being on SmackDown is going to be the next best thing in the next big transition since the Bloodline storyline is seemingly at a pause right now. Let's go to another match that's on the card, man. You got your girl, the man Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. Fellas, who you got your money on? Mr. Everything.
The referee.
That is cold-blooded, sir. Cold-blooded. That's very cold-blooded. I ain't know why you had to do that to him like that, Jack. Man.
I got to give it to Becky Lynch. The biggest thing about this pay-per-view is everybody's mentality, everybody's morale. You know, with losing Bray and everybody's comments and stuff like that. I can see some tributes happening, you know, some homages, but I guess I'll give it to Becky because they got to finish the storyline so Trish can go home and do something else.
We can all
Canada's
hope and pray for that. We can all hope and pray for that. Oh man, LPZ, who you got your money on, man? You got your money on the man Becky Lynch, or you got Trish Stratus?
I don't care. I just need this to go away. I don't care who wins. Just stop. Like this, there's no way in the hell this has been going on for like 4 months. Are you serious? This has to be the worst storyline ever. Like nobody cares. This is between this and Ronda and Shayna Baszler. Like nobody cares. There is nothing that can happen in this match unless a surprise return of Jazz show up and beat Trish down or something like that. The only thing that will make you care about this match, man. Becky needs to do something. Rhea is talking all that shit. Becky can beat Rhea. Let's be honest. I'm tired of this bullshit. Becky can beat Rhea. Some of y'all starting to drink the Kool-Aid and think Rhea is fucking the Big Show. She can beat Rhea. She needs to be fighting for that belt. Get Trish the hell out of here.
Oh man, you know what? And I agree with you. I'm gonna have to go with the man Becky Lynch on that one. But speaking of Rhea Ripley and the belt man, she's facing Raquel Rodriguez. Fellas, this is officially. Hold on, let me zoom in so I can say this. The battle of the mommies. You know what I'm saying? This is officially the battle of the mommies. We got mommy Rhea Ripley is defending her belt against mommy or Mamacita, your girl Raquel Rodriguez. Man, this is going to be a good fight, and I'm actually looking forward to it. Mr. Everything, who you got your monies on?
I would love to put it on Raquel, but it's got to be Rhea. It's going to be Rhea. I just hope that they have the match like they had at NXT, which was an extreme banger, showcasing both of their power. So Raquel just gets injured too much for me.
Oh, man. That was a bold statement. LPZ, who you got your money on? You want Raquel to take it off of Rhea, or you going to wait till the man Becky Lynch comes around town?
Raquel sucks. All she does is flex her back. Like that's her thing. That's the only.
Not the back flexing. Oh my God, that was cold-blooded, Jack.
But that's all she does. We get it. You're muscular, but what has she really done to make the fans care about her? Like she is she has not done anything either. She doesn't even deserve this title shot. Like, they just be giving title shots away. I think she probably gonna be about to win, and Natalya gonna show up for whatever reason and interfere, and then Natalya gonna have a match start having a beef with her, and then Rhea will have the next couple of months off. It's like they keep on making people have these time off for no reason.
That's
like
correct.
Rhea needs a storyline so bad.
Yeah, she really does. I definitely agree that she does need some type of a storyline with a female competitor. And I think that this storyline between her and Raquel it feels real to me because I really think that Raquel can take it off of her. Raquel is a good babyface, but the problem is Raquel doesn't have the same star power that Rhea Ripley has right now. Even outside of wrestling, Rhea Ripley is building her name and her brand up. You know what I'm saying? And she is becoming a force. And until somebody comes up with that same force, she's going to have the nuclear push that Becky Lynch had, that any other female had. I don't see nobody really taking that belt off of Rhea Ripley until they build their star up to Rhea Ripley level. And that's just what I believe. Fellas, let's go over to a stable match real quick. We have Sami Zayn and KO versus the Judgment Day. Mr. Everything, who you got your money's on?
KO and Sammy.
KO and Sami?
Yep.
Why is that, sir?
Damian and Finn Balor just can't get along. They can't figure it out. I think this is going to really cause the separation between the Judgment Day of, why they just can't get on the same page.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that, man. I would love to see the Judgment Day take it, and then in that case, man, everybody would have gold, right? You would have everybody satisfied. Everyone will have gold, and all is well with the world. LP, who you got your money on, KO and Sami, or you got your money on Judgment Day?
This is another match I don't care about. I'm sorry. There's no way in the hell Damian Priest and Finn about to get the belts when they don't even get along. Like, this is gonna be the end of the Judgment Day probably, and this match here, cause I guess this is their story that they're going with. Cause I just don't. If they get the belts, what then? So yeah, I don't see Sami and them losing. It don't make no sense. Sami and them need to lose it, but they don't need to lose it to them. What I want to happen personally, and that nobody gives a shit about what I think, because WWE can do what they want to do, but they should go ahead and unify these belts. If they're not going to split them up, they should unify them. And Sami and KO need to go to both shows. People need to be stepping up to them from both shows and start building up this tag team division with all these good tag teams they have, and start letting these guys hold on to 4 damn belts and not do nothing with them. It just don't make no sense.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that point, LP. I think they should definitely split up the belts. And even for the women's division, man, for them to merge the NXT women's belt with the SmackDown or the women's title for the main roster, I thought that was a bad move. And I think that you really pigeonholed a lot of the wrestlers from actually doing stuff and doing more and trying to achieve more, because they don't have anything to fight for. Why are the New Day still fighting the Viking Raiders? And why is Matt Riddle with Matt Riddle and your boy Drew McIntyre, why are they going after the tag division? Why isn't Drew going after the main belt? This is the perfect time to push Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre can be an unstoppable force on Monday Night Raw if they put the belt on him right now, and I can see his frustration with that. You know what I'm saying? But that's something else, though. You got to rebuild your star, right? You're not the Drew McIntyre of old. You are this new Drew McIntyre, and you're in this tag team with Matt Riddle and calling yourself the Matt Riddle, which, I'm going to be honest with you, for marketing purposes, That could be something that's very beneficial if they get a sponsorship with McDonald's. I wouldn't be mad at that. That's what happened with when Dwayne The Rock Johnson told John Cena that he looked like a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. And next thing you know, John Cena got an endorsement through Fruity Pebbles.
No,
not at all.
Drew is about to turn heel, and he gonna beat the hell out of Matt Riddle, and that's how he gonna move toward the belt. Because Drew, he's another guy that's not. I don't like him as a face. Even when he had the belt, I just don't like him as a face. He's a beast. When he first showed up with your boy Dolph, and they was them damn monstrous heels.
Yeah,
that's made people say, "Damn, this dude done came back, and he the truth." Babyface runs be ruining guys, man. Like, make him a heel, please. Take the belts out of Sammy and KO, so they still can have their own solo matches. Sammy still can get this damn belt, and the people still want it to happen. You thought that people forgot about Sammy, but Sammy is still that guy. All they got to do is push him in that direction. But Triple H is making some bad decisions. I think the next show we need to talk about Triple H's bad decisions of late, because he's not doing a good job recently.
Well, I mean, there's been a lot going on, man. Well, let's talk about one of the other matches on the show, in which I think it was a huge kind of disappointment and let down for the fans, because if anything, you should have put this particular belt on LA Knight while he was hot, and while he was doing something. But you have Rey Mysterio, the United States champion, against your boy Austin Theory. Fellas, who you got your money on? I'm gonna go Mr. Everything. Who you got your money on? The great Rey Mysterio, or you have Austin Theory?
Rey Mysterio on this one.
Yeah, I'm not bad at that. You can always choose a legend. Can't go broke for that. LPZ, who you got your money on, man? You got your money on Rey Mysterio, or you got your money on your boy Austin Theory?
I ironically think that Austin Theory is going to win it, and I only think that because I think they gave Ray the belt just for him to mark off that last little thing he needed. Ray don't want that damn belt. Ray can't carry that damn belt. Like, what is Ray gonna do with that belt? I mean, Austin can't do it either. Like you said, they missed it with not giving it to LA Knight. I think the fans wanted that too much, but I actually think they're gonna give it to Austin Theory. I don't know why, but I just don't think Ray don't need that belt. He did what he needed to do with that belt, and that was to get it. Now he got that check mark.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, man. I think that Austin Theory should go ahead and take that belt off of Ray, and then they should go ahead and let Santos Escobar have that match with Austin Theory, and then do it the right way. I don't want to see a kind of hate storyline with Santos turning on Ray. That don't make sense, and I hope they do go in that direction with that whole thing, man. Go ahead.
So they are. That's exactly what they do.
Yeah, that's the only way that they do. I can definitely see that happening, man, for sure. Oh man, fellas, we had a pretty long show. I think there is another match, but I'm not sure if it's going on or if it's really confirmed or not. But they had this graphic. Cody Rhodes is going to be, I believe he's going to be on, what's my boy name? Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller.
Waller Rob.
The Waller Rob. He's going to get rubbed by Waller. So I think that's going to be interesting, man. And maybe they do something with Grayson Waller and Cody, man. I think that Grayson Waller is a great talker, man. He can be a good adversary for Cody Rhodes, man, and Cody can help bring up the young kid, man. But we shall see. Fellas, man, it was a hell of a show. Let's go around the room real quick. Let the people know what you got going on and where can they find you, Mr. Everything.
Yes, you already know I'm always wrestling. I'm always somewhere. So this Sunday I'll be in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. The following week I will be in Sherwood, Arkansas. And then at the end of the month, I got a couple of shows coming up. I'm also campaigning, trying to raise some money to open up my own performance center. So I have a GoFundMe, an Indiegogo, and a Kickstarter. Well, I gotta finish Kickstarter. But I got some things going on. So if you guys want to donate, I'll put the link in the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast group page. And I also got my style seat and my book seat put together. Starting to offer some massages for the ladies and some stretching for the men. So if ladies want to come through and get a massage and feel better, a 1 hour massage is the equivalent of 7 hours of sleep, ladies. So come and let Mr. Everything put you to sleep.
All right. You ain't putting no dudes to sleep?
No, I ain't putting no dudes to sleep. I'm stretching them out. I'm helping be able to walk a little bit better, stretch. Your muscles tighten and stretch you out, get you motivated and highly decorated, ready to go out there and do the thing. I ain't putting them in unless you really want to go to sleep. I got you.
Don't sleep.
Don't fight it. It's a big arm. See, look, I've been working on it. It's a big arm.
Hey, there you go. The guns. There it is, man.
Other than that, I'm still doing my thing, finish up these couple of movies, and just be on the lookout for what those are going to do as well.
Oh, man. LP, what you got going on, my brother, and where can people find you?
As always, man, let's follow my Instagram, One Click Photography with an S. Photography full time, fashion shows, all that good stuff. Running a couple of photography specials coming up, so just pay attention to my page and everything I got going on up there.
All right, man. And as always, we're going to share it on all of our platforms, man. I'm your boy, Brian Renegade. You can find me on all platforms at Brian Renegade and see what I got going on. And if you want to follow the show, we got a lot of platforms that you can follow the show on. We just not on Facebook and YouTube. I know you're seeing our beautiful faces. You know what I'm saying? And enjoying our wonderful auras. But you can follow us on our social medias. You can go to our Instagram at The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You can go to our Facebook group at The Best Damn Wrestling Nation. You can visit us on our Facebook page, The BD Wrestling Podcast, where we have all of our content. You can visit our Twitter at Best Damn Crew. You can visit us over on Twitch at The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And of course, you can visit our TikTok at Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And if you would like to support the show, well, beautiful people, the only thing that you have to do is go to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. For as low as $5, you can join the Best Damn Nation. We got all kind of stuff over there. We got hats, we got shirts, we got goodies. We got all kind of pleasures for you over at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast over on our Patreon. So do yourself a favor. Join the nation at www.patreon.com/The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We got some good things coming up for you. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Everything, I still at some point would like to kind of plan out the Best Damn Wrestling show, an actual wrestling show with actual, wrestlers to come and the venue and do it big. And we'll do it for charity.
Let's do it.
We can do a wrestling event for charity, man, and I think it'll be a big thing. The Best Damn Wrestling show.
Absolutely.
Man, we can make that happen. Oh, man. Beautiful people. Reach us on all of our platforms, and to all of our listeners. If you're on our platforms, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Twitcher, we on Audible, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Anywhere that you get your podcast, you can listen to your boys. The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, man. We got some great things going on. For sure. Fellas, you know we do this each and every week. We got to leave the beautiful people, the people that are going through things, the people that are struggling, the people that just need a little motivation to get through their week. You know we love to do this. This is the whole purpose of the podcast, is to give back. So, fellas, I'm going to go to Mr. Everything. Do you have a final word or a word of motivation for the beautiful people?
Yes, I do. No matter what it is you're going through, no matter how hard it seems, all you have to do is this: live, laugh, love, learn, and then live again, however the path takes you.
Oh man, you went all philosophical, hitting the heartstrings right in the.
You can't be Mr. Everything if you can't do it.
Oh man, Mr. Everything gives a quote. We're gonna have a book full of Mr. Everything quotes. You know what I'm saying? I dig that, my brother. That is a great word from your boy, Mr. Everything, Victor Andrews. LPZ, do you have a final word for the beautiful people?
He said, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, bitch. Oh, man, that was a good word from your boy, LP. Oh, man, listen. I got this quote from a fortune cookie. Sometimes I go, who got good fortune cookies, man? Panda Express. They got some good fortune cookies with some good quotes. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how a word of inspiration comes to you. You know what I'm saying? The man upstairs, he'll always find a way to get you the message that you need, either if it's from a fortune cookie, or if it's from somebody that you like, or if it's somebody that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a word can come in all forms, shapes, and sizes. And so I got this quote that says, "Good things may come to those who wait, but those things are left behind by those who hustle." Meaning, even though it may be good, the ones who hustle get it first. It's fresh. You know what I'm saying? They work for it, they get it, and whatever you waiting on, you're going to get the leftovers, the scraps from those who hustle. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Everything gave you a whole breakdown of how wrestlers hustle. You know what I'm saying? How they do a lot for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to hustle. You got to bust your whole ass, because you never know where life may lead you and what doors and opportunities you may open up yourself, not even knowing it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just putting yourself out there, doing something different, getting outside your comfort zone, starting that business, running that business, maintaining that business, starting your own brand, all of that stuff is hard to do. You got to activate your hustle muscle to be able to get it going. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna just fall in your lap. Sometimes it do. Thank God that sometimes it do. But most of the time, you got to get your ass out on them streets and make it happen, Jack. You know what I'm saying? So to all the hustlers out there in the world, we see, I want to give a shout out real quick. I want to give a shout out to all the truck drivers. Truck drivers show us love, Jack. They listen to you boys at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. So I want to salute everybody that's out there driving trucks. It ain't easy to do. So salute all the truck drivers. I'm going to give you a buck, honk, honk. You know what I'm saying? For your boy at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. Because people don't realize how essential it is of a job that you guys do and the dangers that you face. And then the hardships of being away from your family. So I'm saluting all of the truck drivers out there that are listening to the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And if you ain't listening, Breaker 19, we here. Turn on your boys. And you can listen to us on all of our platforms. My uncle was a truck driver. You know what I'm saying? It's showing respect. Where respect is due. That is a word from your boy, Brian Renegade. Listen, I can't hold y'all no longer, man. We went over the 2-hour mark. Usually we don't go that long. And then it's 114 degrees outside, so I'm starting to melt in here. So I got to sign off and get me a cool drink. We will see you next week. Or the next.
Wait. Let's do this the right way.
Okay.
We're going to sign off. We're going to sign off the right way.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys next week on the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You'll be here. And guess what? We're here.